How we doing there, boys and girls? Manthis here, and welcome back to another video. So today it's time to talk Trade School Master, and it's time to talk about patch 9.2 and all these new goodies that people are crafting. Namely the Crafter's Marks, the 262 Crafter's Mark gear, the 233 Crafter's Mark gear. I'm coming in today with some tools for you to make this process a little bit easier. I've seen many times over the last few days, many people struggling to get some groups together and to get a system with Trade School Master that works. Now, heads up, the way that Trade School Master is operating currently is not perfect. This is of no fault of anybody's. There is lots of new systems in place with these new crafts, namely the progenitor enhancements, which we'll talk about in a minute. But TSM isn't able to do quite everything that some people expect it to do right now. So what I'm going to do today is walk you through the setup that I'm using currently. It's a very crude, it's a very hacked together system, but I've put it in a neat, organized fashion so I can give it out to you guys as well. The access to this is going to be in my cheat sheet. I've made a new page in my Shadowlands cheat sheet. I've called it something incredibly simple, TSM groups. It's right at the top of the pages list, and this is your import code for the basic Crafter's Marks in rank 7. So jump in the cheat sheet. The link to the cheat sheet, my cheat sheet is always in my Discord. The most latest and up-to-date version of the cheat sheet is always in the Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord down below. Jump into the Discord. Remember to say hi on your travels. Maybe, you know, select your role so you always get updates for the YouTube videos. You know, you can be a smart goblin out there if you wish to. But if nothing else, you can get access to the Shadowlands cheat sheet. Loads of resources in the cheat sheet for goal makers out there, but the one you're probably after today is the patch 9.2 basic TSM groups. Copy the code, import this, and you'll get something such as this. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So, what have I done for this? I've tried to break it down into some simple stuff. I've put the 233 stuff in 233 groups, and I've put 262 items in the 262 groups. All of this is done by having the items grouped solely by item level. The easiest path to victory currently is considering nothing but item level on the group. I should clarify, crafting with Trade School Master and crafting very specific pieces of gear is not very easy to achieve right now. So much so that on my crafters, I've actually gone as far as just manually crafting everything. With dual crafting, for example, any Deadly Sinvir rings, I've been manually selecting the right Crafter's Mark. I've manually been adding progenitor enhancements as and where I feel that it's applicable. TLDR on the 262 stuff, you always want to be adding at least something. Something is better than nothing on these big expensive one-time bits of gear. 233 gear, do as you please, but the 262s you want to be adding this on. But for reference, I've been crafting initially and recrafting, and I've been doing it mostly manually. Day 1, day 2, day 3, the early days of these systems is where there's so much gold to be made. You really don't want to be wasting too much of your time trying to configure a sophisticated TSM setup. No, get the items crafted, get them listed, get them sold, make your gold. So crafting for the most part is manually. If there ever becomes a smarter way of doing this, I will of course update you. Make sure you stick around, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you like the video. But yes, we'll look at that in the future. For now, we just got to get this stuff crafted, and we got to get it listed, and we got to get it sold. So let's jump back to the auction house character in the groups. So I've tried to categorize everything: blacksmithing, jewel crafting, leatherworking, tailor. It's all in here. If you happen to be, say for example, a Patreon of mine, and you've got my full TSM Patreon profile, then you should in theory be able to import this, and it shouldn't touch it, and you can drag and drop the groups around to make it look neat and tidy if you wish. There's no, for the most part anyway, there's no real operations attached to this other than something very simple and basic. Which we're gonna, I suppose that leads me nicely onto the operational side of things. Simple, simple, simple. I can't reiterate this enough. For the moment, TSM doesn't have things like DB market prices. It doesn't necessarily have the correct crafting prices. There are still some things, you know, that TSM need to fix behind the scenes to get the add-on working as smoothly as we would like it to. Meaning that we've got to keep things simple. The way I've been choosing to list these is with incredibly simple operations. A 262 operation, I'm doing nothing more than using fixed gold values. And if it is to ever go below the fixed gold value, I don't post the item. What is the fixed gold price? What is your fixed minimum price? Well, only you know that. You need to do a little bit of maths yourself, maybe work out how much it's been costing you to craft things, and shoot a fair chunk above whatever your crafting cost is for now. This needs to be a safe minimum. This isn't your absolute 101% crafting cost. This needs to be a safe minimum, something that's, you know, you're absolutely happy to sell them at that price all day long. If it goes below that, maybe you want to put a little bit more thought into it. But with a very simple operation as such, things should kind of work quite smoothly. You should be able to post your items. You should be able to run cancel scans against your items to make sure your items stay first in the queue. A few things to throw in here. I guess we could say some expected results is if you are crafting with your progenitor enhancements, TSM will ignore them in this fashion. TSM will look at only one thing. TSM will look at the item level of that bit of gear that you've crafted in this fashion. If it's a 262 item level and you have a 262 in your bag, regardless of secondary stats, regardless of progenitor enhancements, it will undercut any other 262s. And the same goes for cancel scanning. At this moment in time, the best way to sell these items is to have progenitor enhancements on them. But this is why, like I said a minute ago, you need your minimum price within Tradeschool Master to be a safe minimum price, not bleeding edge, razor thin margins. You want it to be a safe minimum price. When you input these groups, they will import with these two operations as well. Please go in and change these to your own values. I thought it would be sensible to at least bundle these in, but you absolutely definitely want to go in and change them. People have been paying vastly different amounts for their progenitor Essentias. The 233s, you know, it's a little bit more different. Now, how is this going to play out in the future? Well, in the future, hopefully, fingers crossed, TSM will come up with a smart system for us to be able to take into consideration all of these different optional reagents, not only the item level, but the secondary stats on it, and whether it's got progenitor enhancements and all this sort of stuff on it. But as I said at the beginning, right now it's more about getting stuff crafted, getting it sold, and I'm hoping that at least this like mini profile, these mini groups will sort of get you in place. Now, a little bonus for some people, you may have spotted it already, is that I have actually put the rank 7 legendaries in there. As of next reset, we will have access to the new base legendaries, and I thought I would go as far as to put all of these in groups for you as well. A little bonus there for you. I worked out how to get all of these working properly. So your Umbra Hide, for example, you've got all of your item level 291 base legendaries ready in there as well, grouped up. No operations on these. These will come at a later date. I'd like to make sure that my patrons are fully up and running with the full profile. If you wish to be a supporter of the channel, you get access to my TSM profile. It's a thank you from me for you supporting the channel. But hopefully, boys and girls, that will get you up and running and hopefully smooth out some of the issues that people have been having. And at the very least, hopefully, you know, level people's expectations of what TSM is capable of right now. It's not perfect. We do have to kind of work around the system a little bit to get the add-on to work, but it's so powerful for posting and listing auctions, we almost can't do without it. So sometimes a little hack, sometimes we have to, you know, lose something to gain something. But yeah, I feel I'm just rambling now. If you've got any questions about Tradeschool Master, if you've got any questions about gold making in general, my Discord is probably one of the best places on the internet to jump into and start asking questions. There are now many thousands of people that are more than happy to answer questions and get discussions going every day. There's quite a good little community growing in there now, so make sure you jump in there, check it out for yourself. But I'll leave it there for today, boys and girls. If you like these style of videos, remember to give the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.